What's up, guys? Today you're watching the top 5 reasons your dog is pulling on the leash. Now before we get into it, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything that we post. Alright, so without further ado, number 5, improper collar or collar position. Now I see this all the time. People tell me, how do I fix my dog from pulling? They're using a harness or they're using a regular collar. I'm not against these types of things or these harnesses or regular collars, but I only suggest them when your dog is already good on the leash. If your dog is just learning, if your dog is, pulling, using these things is not going to allow you to fix your dog's behavior. More often than not, you're going to want to use a corrective collar or a slip lead to enable you to correct your dog's behavior. Also, the collar position is very, very important. All too often do I see somebody wanting to correct their dogs walking on a leash, but what they fail to realize is that the placement of the collar has fallen down on the neck, which actually entices the dog to pull more rather than actually stopping them from pulling, okay? So the collar position, if you were to look at a dog's neck or even just my neck, the collar position needs to stay right behind the ear, follow the jawline, right underneath the chin. It's in this position that when you give a correction, the dog is going to listen to you because you'll have control over their head. Now when your dog's collar slips down, you'll understand what's going on and how to fix it. Stop yourselves, collect, readjust the collar to underneath the neck, and proceed. Number 4, not giving the correction to the dog at the right moment. A lot of times when someone's walking their dog, they see something that sets their dog off. Either, it's the neighbor's dog, either there's people coming, there's a dog walking towards them. And a lot of times what the owner will do is they'll either tense up or they'll allow the dog to get crazy, just try to get in try to pass the situation as quickly as possible. The thing about it is, you let your dog pull and pull and pull without giving them a proper correction, and a proper correction is not pulling back on them, it's telling them to leave it, correcting on the leash, and proceeding, okay? Improper timing is never gonna show your dog what they need to do. The proper timing is as soon as it catches their eye, as soon as they start to act abnormal, they start to pull or start to get excited, or even their ears go up and start to focus in, you correct that behavior right then and there. That way they know when their state of mind shifted from relaxing to focused on something else other than yourself, you'll be able to correct that behavior. Number 3, not controlling a dog's state of mind, or they're too excited. When a dog's walking, the dog should be relaxed. The ears shouldn't be up, they should be back. The tail shouldn't be up, it should be level. It shouldn't be in between the legs either. It should be level with their top line while walking. Now, if your dog's state of mind isn't in this position, it's because your dog is too busy looking for things to smell, looking for things to eat. Their mind is too clouded. Rather than enjoying the walk, what your dog is doing is leading you. Any dog that has to lead himself on a leash is gonna pull. Regardless of how good of a dog walker you are, if you're an expert, if your dog is not relaxed while they're walking and actually getting the benefit of walking, the dog's gonna pull every single time. So make sure your dog isn't too excited before you guys start your walk. Number 2, being inconsistent and your dog's will being stronger than your own. Now I put this on here because, quite honestly, most dog owners don't have enough patience to continue to do something over and over and over again. I would say that 90% of you out there are able to replicate the training methods needed to get a dog to walk on a leash correctly. The only difference between you and I is that I can do it over and over and over again until the dog actually conforms to what I'm asking. It's when you get owners who sometimes say stop walking ahead, who sometimes allow them to walk ahead depending on who's around. Like if nobody's around, they allow their dog to walk ahead. Well, if that's the case, why would they even listen to you when there are people around, right? Shouldn't it be the same way all the time? Be more consistent with your dog and what you ask of them. If you ask them to stay by your heel, make sure they're always at your heel, no matter who's around. And trust me, your dogs, no matter how good they are gonna test you. Things are going to catch their eye. Smells are gonna catch their nose. It's your job to be consistent in that correction, to enter that situation and to quickly get your dog out of it in the same way that you entered it. And the big one, number one. The number one reason why your dogs are pulling on a leash is because most dog owners don't take enough time to let their dog relax before the walk. Most of you say, you want to go for a walk, and the dog gets all excited, wagging the tail, and you're fighting with the dog to get the leash on. You open the door, the dog runs out, it pulls you out. It's totally wrong. The energy that you allow your dog to exude before the walk is the same energy you're gonna get on the walk. And then you ask me, how do you stop your dog from pulling on a leash? Here's a tip. Never ask your dog to go on a walk. Because if you say that every single time that you're about to go on a walk, your dog is gonna learn that means he's going outside, thus getting your dog's anxiety up and excitement up. The second thing you need to do is when you grab the leash and your dog starts jumping and leaping all over, let your dog relax. Stand by the door and just look at your dog and wait. Your dog's gonna figure out whenever you grab the leash, it's time to go out, but what you ask of them is to sit and relax before we go on a walk, or else we don't go. So I advise you to not rush the walk, not rush the beginning of the walk. When you decide you want to go for a walk, make sure it's about 10 minutes before you actually are gonna go. Give yourself some time and your dog some time to relax before the walk. Put the leash on, they're calm, step out the front door or the side gate and they're calm. Have them sit calmly, lock the gate behind you, ask them if they're ready to go, and then you're off. Okay? Like I said, it's when you don't allow your dog time to relax themselves and you allow their excitement and anxiety to build, it's totally gonna throw your walk all the way off. All right, guys, well, that's our top 5 reasons why your dog is pulling on the leash. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't checked out our other training videos, make sure you do that. If you have any suggestions that you want to see other types of videos, other trainings, please leave them in the comment section. Also, check us out on Instagram at @TheBullCo. We are very, very consistent on there in posting trainings, dogs, puppies, and everything. All right, guys. Well, again, my name is Marcus Jose. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in.